Field. I'm the Curator of History here at Napier Settlement, and I am speaking with Christine McNulty, Napier Settlement's Curator, about our new show, Selling Kroehler. So Christine, why did Napier Settlement want to do an exhibit about Kroehler Manufacturing Company?
It really started with one object in particular that you can find in our Heritage Gallery. Actually 5 objects. They are miniature rooms, a gallery of miniature rooms that depict different styled furniture in different eras in Kroehler manufacturing. And we just all thought they were fun and that they were great, and it was such a big part of this community, Kroehler manufacturing, and that's what really kicked that off. We really wanted to show those 5 rooms.
And I think one of the things that those miniature rooms do is they help us expand the story beyond like the confines of Naperville, which you might expect, because those traveled across the country. They were part of Kroehler's partnership with DuPont to advertise synthetic fabric, so they show the way that Kroehler is sort of changing with the times. And really this was a national manufacturer that happened to be located in Naperville, and so it allows us to play with that scale of, yes, it was critical to Naperville, but it was also part of this larger conversation around creating furniture, around marketing it, and about kind of bringing in this sort of American dream lifestyle that so defined that mid-century period that we're focusing on. So how did the focus start to shift to advertising?
Well, when you look into these miniature rooms and you really understand their purpose, it really was a marketing endeavor. As you mentioned, the DuPont was working on synthetic fabrics, and Kroehler was trying to get consumers behind the idea of synthetic fibers. And so this idea of putting together rooms and working with members of the media, different women's magazines and shelter magazines, to design these rooms fitted out in DuPont synthetic fabrics and traveling around. It's a very different marketing strategy than you see today. This is pre-social media, there was television, and Kroehler was one of the first furniture companies to advertise on television. But it was really a way of getting out in the stores, getting out in the world, and showing people this material.
And I think as we kept sort of digging, we found that like it wasn't just this particular period where Kroehler's marketing set them apart. You go back earlier, like Peter Kroehler really made a name for himself in the industry in that late 19th, early 20th century for his marketing techniques. He sold 6 couches for $25, and that was unheard of, and kind of partnered with Wrigley's Gum, and they're constantly looking for opportunities to get their furniture out there, which I think might be surprising for people who focus so heavily on Naperville Factory Number 1, which is now Fifth Avenue Station.
Right, so Peter Kroehler really recognized very early on the power of marketing, the power of advertising. It's important to remember that Kroehler was not a retailer. They were wholesalers, and so they had to give the retailers the mechanism to sell their products. And it's also important to remember that when Peter Kroehler was doing these early attempts at advertising, it was really when that kind of PR, marketing, advertising was nascent. It wasn't like today where you see that sort of consumer advertising everywhere. He was really in the forefront of that, and he really, it was something really from the beginning. He passed away in 1950. Our show really deals with that mid-century era, but that groundwork had been laid by him.
As you were doing research for this exhibit, what was kind of the most surprising thing that you found?
I think what surprised me is how much in the forefront Peter Kroehler was in that. And we talk about it as this large business, successful business. When they went public, they were very successful, but that was really because of his acuity and understanding the importance of marketing and the importance of advertising, and the importance of training salespeople to understand that. One of the things that you'll see in our collection of research materials related to Kroehler is the emphasis placed on advertising, the emphasis placed on circulation of shelter magazines, on things like that. But you'll also hear it from other members of the industry. Oral histories with other furniture manufacturers will acknowledge Peter Kroehler as being acute and astute when it